Hello YouTubers. I just want to share something new to me anyways. This is the first time I ever changed this kind of brake system. This is a 2012 Armada, and of course it applies to other year models also, but these are the rear brakes. I'm changing out the pads and rotors on this. This is not the normal two-piece system on a brake caliper, if you guys would know. It's only one piece. Now I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the brake caliper and of course the caliper bracket that holds onto it. This one doesn't have one. It's just a brake calipers. Now the bracket itself that holds the calipers, it's integrated with the hub itself. So what you see here, so normally you would see a loop that goes either in front or behind the calipers. Well, this one is cut off in this area. The reason being is because once you take the two bolts for the calipers, it has free space where you can remove the whole rotor itself without removing the bracket itself. I can show you here in a bit. So I took the two bolts out. Here it is. Those are 10mm bolts. Just in case you guys want to know the torque spec, it's 24 pounds when you tighten it back in. Alright, once I took it out, now you can see there's a pretty spring-loaded clamp right there. Like that. I'm just going to press it down. Basically what that does is just to clamp the whole bracket. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to have to press that spring down in order to pry the caliper out. Alright, there you go. And it just comes off like so. I just want to show you here. And voila. And it's just a one-piece system. You can see there, and usually the normal bracket that holds the caliper, it has a loop that goes around like so. Well, Nissan came up with a great idea of cutting that loose for easy access to the rotors. Once you take the calipers out, the rotors comes off right away. And you can see there's nothing is in the way. Of course, I don't have any two hands. I don't have two hands to do this, but you get the idea. Now, Nissan came up with this design where the pads are snapped into place. I believe German cars are made this way. Two sliding pins. Well, it's a sleeve right there. It's kind of dry, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna have to, well, they give me new rubber boots. It's a one-piece boot, by the way, so basically you're gonna have to slide it either way to get it out, and of course to put the new ones in, but it kind of well, it latches into this little hole, but you can see here, I'm just gonna slide the sleeve out. Pretty rusted. I believe this is the first time we ever change the rear brakes on this Armada. They're pretty rusted. I'm probably gonna have to brush that off. And of course this boot comes off. Now it's pretty tight when you put the new one in. I did the other side already. I just wanted to make sure that I can get all the information all in one video. So when you put the new one in, sorry guys, it's pretty hard to work with one hand. So what I did on the new one, I fold this boot in half like so, and then try to slide it in. Just make sure you grease the inside, and then of course I grease the sleeve also when I put it back in, and it kind of locks into itself on the two ends there. It's got a little groove on both ends, you can see there. Locks into it. Make sure you grease it. Not dry rotted yet, but it's on its way. Brake pads. Okay, so like I mentioned just a while ago, it's designed like the German car system, where you have to slide those spring clips into the piston itself. Now, well, it's not far enough to where I can pop it up into place. I'm gonna have to take the outside out first. One mistake I made also, when you putting these pads in, you gotta put the one into the piston first. If not, you won't have any room. If you put this first, you won't have any room to slide this in. The reason being is because that spring clip is pretty long. You won't be able to take it out. So anyways, on this, just want to give you a quick tutorial. See that notch right there? Well, there's a little raised notch on the pad itself. You can see inside there. It slides in. Actually, I have the new one here. As you can see here, that's the notch right here. So what you have to do, the pads, these spring clips only go in one side only. So it's designed to where, let's see that, like so. Just make sure you match the direction, the orientation of those spring clips, and match it up with the old ones there. Just like so. I grease up a little bit on these spring clips and slide that notch along the groove to be able to get to remove the pads. You basically wedge this right here and pry. Basically, you pry the pad away from the caliper. Well, I can't do it with one hand, but you get the point. Pry it, and then you can use the other hand to slide the pad upwards. Well, from this direction, from this orientation anyway. So once you pry it, you slide it up this way, and you should be able to get it out. For this, I had difficulty installing the new pads because it's got a 3-prong spring clip on there. It takes a minute. I think well, the other side I used the brake pad compressor, and careful not to damage the pad itself. Basically, I pressed it in, and then I wiggled. It's not as easy as you'd think, just using your hands and press it in. If you have strong hands, you might be able to get it in one try, but I don't have that kind of a strong hand, so I had to use that pad compressor to press a little and then wiggle, press a little, wiggle, so it won't damage the pad itself. Before you do all that, I forgot to mention, make sure you press the piston in flush all the way back before installing the pads. Okay, and that is it. Blah blah blah. Of course, these right here, these are little I don't know what you call it. It's a spring clip. Let's see if I can knock it out. So the brake pad kit comes with these. Just make sure, if you can see both ends, it's got a little notch right there. Let's see if I can show you a little closer. See that? Well, not so clear there. See there? Well, that sits on the edge right here. Now, if you don't get it set right, it will not seat flush, and you're gonna have a problem putting the pads back in again later. But make sure those grooves, those notch sits on the edge here, and If you can see on this one, it's actually right there. We can get it a little closer. Yep. So you see it sits right on the edge there. So it locks in so it won't slide side to side. But like I said, once you knock it in, you might have an idea that it sits flush, but make sure that sits flush. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to show you. Fairly convenient. Oh, and also when I was installing the pads, make sure this side of the sleeve because when you install the new one, it won't move freely like this. The new ones, it's gonna be once you press it, it stays where it is. So make sure you slide it all the way like so, or at least if it moves like this, press it away from where the bracket sits, because if not, it's gonna get in the way. All right, I just want to give you some tips there, and that's it. I think that's all I needed to show you. It's getting late in the day, so I don't have time to sit and take my time showing you step by step. Anyways, I think that's all I needed to show you. And of course, the parking brake is inside this drum here. Yeah, it's no need for adjustments if you're not having any issues. Usually it's engineered to where it's going to be the same diameter on the inside. So like I said, those are parking brake. You don't have to adjust it, really. All right. Okay. Oh, and for the Armadas, they have the air system shocks. Well, I didn't turn the car on, so it shouldn't be pumping now, but usually it'll detect any drop in pressure or increase in pressure or the height. It adjusts accordingly and the pump will activate. Well, it only activates if you have the keys on. Just make sure you don't have the keys on while you work on this. You might blow it. I remember back in the days, some guys lifted it up and blew the airbag on this one. Not this car particularly, it's one of the American cars if I remember right. There's a switch somewhere inside the car that you can actually turn off. So read up on that. I'm not familiar with that, but like I say, I don't have my key on, so the pressure shouldn't have a problem with this car since I don't have the keys on. So all right, good luck guys. Forgive me, I might mumble, stutter a little bit. This is the one take. I don't edit anything on this. Not tech savvy, sorry. All right, 2012 Armada real brakes, and of course the wheel lugs. In case you guys want to know, it's 95 pounds for these wheel lugs. All right, good luck guys, bye.